So, welcome to the next lecture of the subject. We are going to discuss about history of human subject research and the Nazi experiments. Now, let us go to the history of the human subject research. Why humans were involved in the research of the medicines. So there was a ethical dilemma which were confronted with the ethical principles of no harm or do not harm the animal, which is the principle which is being said by Hippocrates. So as of now we are conducting experiments on animals. We do take care of their well-being as well as the ethical consideration while experimenting on animals. Institutional animal ethics committees are there in place in institutes and research laboratories for conduction of experiments on animals, and they do take care of the well-being of animals. But in the history where these norms were not in place, knowingly or unknowingly, humans were involved in the research of the medicines, and it is the history of human subject research where humans were treated badly as animals in the drug research. Now, rolling back to history, what were the experiments which pushed humans to come to the conclusion that human must be treated with sympathy and there must be the rules and regulations pertaining to the experimentation on humans with ethical principles or ethical considerations. So rolling back to history, if we look at back to the era of Second World War, which was primarily capitalized by the Nazi or the German people, Hitler. So at that time many of the humans were imprisoned by the German people and German army, and mainly by Adolf Hitler, and they have kept many citizens of different countries in their camps and treated as prisoners. But German army people were also in need of the medicine, and some medical advisors and doctors also felt that can't we use these humans or these human beings for our experiment purpose so that we can taste our new drugs and new experiments on human, because ultimately these drugs or the experiments are for the humans. So can't we use those humans or those prisoners for our research? And that was the idea of taking humans into research. Now let us start with Nazi human experiments. Badly we call it Nazi crimes because those experiment was as similar as crimes. So Nazi human experiments are a series of medical experiments on large numbers of prisoners, including children as well, men, women and children. It was conducted by Nazi Germany medical officers and doctors. The team on its concentration camps, the prisoners which were kept in concentration camps, and they were treated as animals for conduction of experiments. It was done in the early to mid 1940s during World War II. Chief target populations or the prisoners were from Roman, Sinti, ethnic Poles, Soviet, disabled Germans and Jews from across the European states. So who did the experiment? So doers were Nazi physicians, that is the team of doctors and their assistants including nurses and medical staff. And who were the animals? We say they were humans, but they were treated as badly as animals. So the forced prisoners which were forced into participating in the experiment without their consent and willingness. So that's why these experiments are commonly called as crimes, because those prisoners were not willing to participate in the experiment, but they were forced to participate, and no consent was given for the procedure as well. What procedures, what experiments to be done on those humans. Typically these experiments resulted in death, trauma, disfigurement or permanent disabilities to the prisoners, and such are considered as the best examples of medical torture, because these were not performed as per the protocol or with the sympathy and empathy. This experiment were primarily designed for making German military person in combat situations, developing new weapons, and aid in the recovery of military personnel which were injured during World War II. Now coming to the experiment, what kind of experiments were performed on humans? So there are n number of experiments we can say perform, but these are the few examples of the experiments which were involved in the concentration camps which were performed on humans, on prisoners by Nazi people. So during Second World War, Hitler imprisoned many enemy people in Nazi concentration camps, and these peoples were treated as animals or guinea pigs without their consent and willingness for testing of some drugs, chemicals and gases. This experiment was so cruel, too cruel, that it becomes crimes and hence called as Nazi crimes instead of Nazi experiments. Some of the examples are experiments on twins, bone muscle and nerve transplantation experiments, freezing experiments, malaria experiments, mustard gas experiments, sea water experiments, sulfonamides experiments and so on. So we are going to see different experiments and the consequences and the severity of experiments, how they conducted this research. Now first let us begin with the first, that is experiments on twins. So as we know, twins are the people either of the same gender or the different gender with 99% similarity in genetic makeup. Some twins are so copied that we cannot distinguish by physical appearance. Some are not physically same in appearance, but their actions and their physical structure, biological makeup is as similar as same. So these experiments were primarily designed to show the similarity and differences in the genetic makeup of twins, as well as to see if the human body can be unnaturally manipulated. So these experiments were basically conducted to manipulate the natural response of the body. So from 1943 to 1944, for 2 years, Nazi doctors performed experiments on nearly 1500 sets of imprisoned twins, and from these 1500 sets of twins, only 200 people, means only 100 set survived. Nearly 1400 set of the twins were dead. These twins were arranged according to their age and sex, gender, and experiments were ranging from injection of different dyes, that is colors, into eyes of twins to see whether it would change the color of their eye or their body, to sewing twins together in attempts to create conjoined twins. So conjoined twins are the twins which are joined from one or the other parts of the body from the birth. So they have conducted experiments on the two separate twin, and they have sewed by sutures and ligatures, and then they tried to see whether if we sew these twins, whether is there any permanent conjoint or permanent joining of the twins or not, and these were performed without anesthesia. So you can imagine how severe these experiments were. Injecting different dyes into eyes without anesthesia directly through injection in the eyeball, you can imagine how painful it was. So twin, there are two subjects, two humans. One was treated as testing animal and the other was kept as control animals. So control animal was not given any drug, but the testing animal was given the drug, was given the injection of different chemicals and different dyes. And if by chance the testing animal or the subject which was undergoing testing of the drug, if by chance at the any point of time if it is going into death, so become dead, the second twin which was kept as control was forcefully killed at the same time. And then doctors performed experiments after postmortem and looking into comparison of the both the body parts and the organs, what were the similarities and what were the dissimilarities. So this was we can say a very bad and the first experiments which were performed on twins. These are the pictures. We can say there are very cute girls which were forced into experiments. These are the conjoined twins, they were separated, and the picture below is the experiments or the photograph within the experiments of the same twins at different stages. Second experiment was bone, muscle and nerve transplantation experiments. It was performed between September 1942 to December 1943. It is around 1.25 year, and it was basically designed to study bone, muscle and nerve regeneration and bone transplantation from one person to another. So actually different bones and muscles and nerves were removed from one subject or one human, and they were fitted into the another, and they studied how this body of the second subject will react to the experiment or react to the nerve transplantation or the bone transplantation of the first. So it was done without use of anesthesia. So you can imagine without anesthesia, when the bone is removed, the leg is opened, bone is removed, how painful it was, without concern, without willingness and without anesthesia. So as a result of these operations or experiments, many victims or many prisoners suffered from intense agony, mutilation and permanent disability, because the bone was removed and it was not joined. There is a case when a survivor named Jadwiga Kaminska was forced to undergo operations involved removal of one of her legs without concern and anesthesia. And as to what exactly the procedure was, she was not knowing. She explained also that she was performed two experiments, and at the both times she was in extreme pain and developed a fever also, which was not treated as well. And for many months after the operations or the experiments, her one leg which was opened up for nerve transplantation, it was oozed pus for many months. So how painful and how septic it was for many months for that survivor. So these are the few pictures, the bone nerve transplantation, where you can easily see these are the cut legs of the humans which were cut from one joint and it was joined to the another person. These are the doctors which were conducting experiments on the human body, live human body, or you can say live person. These are the cuts of the leg where nerve was removed and ultimately it was joined. And these are the again example of lady and example of where was removed and fitted in another patient. The next is freezing experiments. it was basically designed to conduct the intent of discovering means to prevent and treat hypothermia. It was performed in the year 1941, and around 280 to 300 persons were enrolled, or we can say forced into the experiments. And another study which was performed where naked prisoners were placed in the open air for several hours with the temperature as low as -6 degrees Celsius. And some victims, after the experiment, after keeping them at -6 degrees Celsius as low temperature, were then thrown into boiling water immediately for rewarming study also. So you can imagine how the body will react when a person from -6 degrees Celsius to getting exposed to the boiling water, that is around 100 degrees Celsius. So -6 to 100 degrees Celsius, the difference of 106 degree, how the body will react? Body will not react, body will definitely collapse and the person comes into death. So these are the few pictorial presentation where the subject was studied by doctor, the temperature was being noted and they were noting again the blood pressure or the heartbeat. And these are the experiments where the person was thrown or the kept into the freezing ice chilled water. And this is the table showing the water temperature, body temperature when the person was removed from the water, body temperature at death, time in water and time on death. So you can see the variability of time and the degree as well, because that water temperature was 5 degree, 6 degree, 4 degree, 4.2 degree. The body temperature was 27, 28, 29 degrees. So how body will react? They gather the data and perform the experiments. Experiment was malaria experiment, where it was performed from February 1942 to April 1945, around 3 years of study, and it was primarily designed to investigate the immunization for treatment of malaria, because at that time malaria was present in the world but there was no immunization therapy available for malaria. So Nazi doctors conducted these experiments on human without concern for getting immunity against malaria. So healthy people, healthy prisoners were infected by mosquitoes or by injections of extracts of the mucous gland of female mosquito. So basically in a room the prisoners were kept and the mosquitoes were allowed to enter the rooms, and they were biting badly the prisoners, and some prisoners were also injected with the extract of mucous gland of mosquito, female mosquito, which are responsible for the causing of malaria. After contracting the disease, after all people gets the malaria, the subjects or the people were injected with the various drugs to test their efficacy, and around 1200 people were used or were enrolled in these studies, and 50% of more than 50% of population died as a result, because the malaria was severe and doctor could not treat those patients. So more than 50% of people died because of malaria, and other subjects were left with permanent disabilities like meningitis. So these were the experiments where we can easily see that the mucous gland secretion was injected in the patient, in the human. Next is mustard gas experiments. It was performed between September 1939 to April 1945, and the main aim was to investigate the most effective treatment of wounds that is caused by mustard gas. Test subjects were deliberated exposed to mustard gas, which caused severe chemical burns. We can see the picture of the burns which were caused by mustard gas, because it is a toxic gas and it causes the burns, chemical burns. The victims' wounds were then tested to find the most effective treatment for mustard gas burns. various drugs, various creams were applied on these burns, and there were the control humans, there were the experimental or the testing humans, and the areas and effectiveness of the drugs were tested as we perform in animals. These sea water experiments, it was performed from July 1944 to September 1944. It was basically performed to check the possibility of making sea water drinkable, and this was the experiment where the humans or victims were deprived from all the food and water for many months, and they were only given the filtered sea water, the salt water, filtered sea salt water. And the experiment was so cruel that if any sweeper or any the person, they were dehydrated in such a way that if any person mopped the floor, as quickly those prisoners were licking the freshly mopped floors in attempt to get the drinkable water, because they were deprived from food and water for many months. These are the few pictorial presentation where we can see these prisoners with only we can see only bones and skin. There was no muscle mass because they were deprived of food and water. The next is sulfonamide experiments. It was performed from July 1942 to September 1943, and basically it was performed to investigate the effectiveness of sulfonamide, a synthetic antimicrobial agent, which were conducted at the concentration camp. The wounds of the subject were infected with bacteria such as Streptococcus, Clostridium, and Clostridium tetani. Tetani means the Clostridium tetani is the causative agent of the tetanus. The circulation of blood again was interrupted by tying of the blood vessel at the bond of the wound, and infection was again aggravated by forcing wood shaving and ground glass into the wound. So it was very painful experiment where the humans were developed these wounds, and it was aggravated by ground glass. The infection was treated with sulfonamide. Some humans were treated as control, some was treated as treated with different doses of sulfonamide, and how sulfonamide was effective in different dose and time, it was the effects was checked from time to time. So these are the few examples or few experiments which were conducted by Nazi people or Nazi physician on the direction of Adolf Hitler, the captain of German army. So this is all about the Nazi experiment, one topic from your study, and in the next lecture we will study about the syphilis experiment. Thank you all.